Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are at a local plant nursery to pick out some plants in honor of spring. The exterior of your home is just as important as the interior. I'm going to show you how to decorate your yard with color and greenery. Come along. Oh my word, look at these beautiful blooms. Now these are annuals, but they are so pretty. Look at all the color variety. I'm very tempted. Look at all these super cute succulents. Love them. These are all perennials and great for ground cover also. You can get some of these really pretty white whimsical plants. What are these called? Candy Tuft. And they're $4.98 for this little size that I think will be perfect to use as fillers and for color. So just like with your interior decor, you want to create elevation, you want to create different heights and variety to really create a scene in your landscape. So I'm going to look for small growing plants and also taller growing plants and just mix them up and make arrangements. These are called primula and they are perennials. So that means they will come back every year and they are great color for your raised beds or even for your yard. And here are some beautiful purple flowers. I don't know what this is, the same variety but just a different color. That is also a primula. So we might grab a couple of these. And then I'm noticing here these really adorable tiny little pink fuchsia flowers, and these are called dianthus, and $5.98 for this little container will work just fine.
I love this yellow. I love it. Okay, I love it. Can we get one that look with all?
Okay, so this is a plant you might recognize in your common gardening. It's called stone crop, and this is something that is wonderful to add some greenery and some texture. I think it'll be nice as in a big planter to droop over and combine with other plants. Look at the blueberry bushes. Oh my goodness, how adorable and yummy. But I'm not sure that I'm getting edibles just yet. Ivy is a great green companion for your landscape, and it has a beautiful touch of whimsy. I already have a lot of this in my yard, so I'm not going to be needing to buy any, but it is something to keep in mind as a companion. We already have some of these in our yard, but I can't resist maybe getting some for our raised beds because look how beautiful. They're called Lenten Rose, and they are like almost hand painted. They don't even look real. They're so perfect and gorgeous. So I think we're gonna get some pink ones for our raised beds. I think I'm gonna grab some grassy plants just to add some more texture and some more height. Proven accent spikes. Okay, this might work. These are so amazing. They're called Japanese Pyrrhus Valley Rose. They are a little bit more expensive than the others, $15, but it's a bigger plant and I think it will grow and fill in just beautifully. This is all the plants we got. I'm so excited to take these home and see what we can do with them. We even got a new watering can for $5. We made it back home with our haul of plants and I'm so excited to get started on decorating the yard. Let me show you a little bit of what things are looking like after the winter. The main area I want to concentrate on reviving are these two huge raised beds that are on the side of our house, which are beautiful, but they need some tender love and care. So we have some green foliage left over from last year, which holds up really nice with the freeze. They're very hardy. And then this really pretty plant that is coming up here. I don't know the name, but it is beautiful. And we have some new growth under here of a grassy plant that I think will be really pretty to keep, along with some ivy. This raised bed, we had to really pull some things that were just overgrown. We had to thin this out and it's looking in pretty bad shape. So that is going to be an area that I'm really going to focus on. And then we have the front porch over here that, as you can see, has a lot of empty pots because a lot of the plants died with the freeze and I just kind of neglected them. Some I brought indoors and others I left out here and they just died. These shamrock plants are lovely, and they're one of my favorite plants, so that's going to stay there. And I'm just bringing them back to life after we traveled and they got a little neglected. But this area, this deck, is a great place over the spring to really enhance the aesthetic of the home. So I don't know if I have enough plants to fill this up right now, but we will slowly get there. And then in the front yard, you can see a lot of work that needs to be done here, but there is new growth coming up in parts. Like you see here, that might be a hosta, and it is so pretty coming up through there. And then, as you can see, this fern did not make it, but it's on this beautiful tree, and if I can put something there with color, it's going to be magnificent. I also have this feature here, which is leading towards the backyard and along our driveway, that I can also fill in with plants. This is a really lovely tree that blooms. I don't know if it's a mini maple, but it's very typical here in Georgia, and it is gorgeous when it's in bloom. So as you can see, I'm setting up some of my plants here, but this might also be an area I can focus on. And now let me show you the back porch, which is one of the most beautiful parts of the house that we fell in love with when we bought it. It has this huge planter that was full of a beautiful arrangement of plants, but they all kind of died off because I couldn't bring this planter inside. It was too heavy. But as you can see, there's some new growth coming in and a couple of things here, but it's pretty dry and dead. So I need to focus on that too. And then this whole area is a great spot to really bring in and feature plants. Again, it's an investment buying a whole bunch of plants at once, so I'm gonna have to go in steps, but maybe I can pop some of the ones we bought up in here, and I lost some plants here, but this is going to be an area that I'm going to work on decorating as well. I'm just gonna clean up these beds a little, get rid of the leaves, and just get them nice and tidy again. I'm also going to trim back this ivy a little bit because this grows like a weed. To make room for the new plants, I'm just going to trim this and maybe trim back this fern a little bit too. Just prune it a little bit, get some of the dead heads off. And this ivy too. I like that it drapes over, but we just want to give it a fresh haircut right now. I like to position the plants before I put them in the ground. Just put the pots on top to see how they're going to fit in the space, how the colors are going to flow, and think about also the growth factor. Are these plants going to overgrow and just take over the space, or are they all going to fit properly inside of whatever garden space you're working with? You always want to plant your potted plant at the soil level, whatever existing space you have. That way, oh, look at this little worm. That's how fertile this, you see the worm? That's how fertile this soil is. My kids will love it. Here's another worm. Oh my goodness, that's heaven for my kids. So, gotta get this deep enough, and I'm gonna use a shovel to get in there and just get it deep enough. So again, flush with kind of your soil level so that it doesn't get root rot, just drowned. Look at the white, how it pops against the dark soil. This is gonna be so beautiful here, you guys. When you're working in small spaces like a raised bed, you wanna think about the size that your plant will grow to. Maybe you can read up on it so that everything just works together, like I mentioned earlier, so that it doesn't overtake and then you have such a crowded space. See, this is a little too low. Want to get it up a little bit. But this grassy plant is going to be a nice feature here, giving it a different height and a different kind of green color, a lighter green. That's going to be really pretty. on the big planter. As you can see, I've tried to set up an arrangement, so I'm gonna see how this starts looking. Planters on your porch or on your deck are really good focal points. They're wonderful decorative features in the outdoors of your home. I found this little bulb in here. I wonder what that belongs to. I might just keep that in there in case it has any offshoots. To keep your planters from being overly heavy and to promote good drainage in your potted plants, you can put some soil, and halfway through you drop some plastics or aluminum cans, and then you put your plant in and some more soil, and that will be a really good way to make things lighter and more porous.